with you.
Hey guys, so just get ready to see this shirt at least three other times because I'm gonna try to film like 3 videos today. But back to it. I thought to kind of just do a series called Thoughts for Thought, whereby I just share what I think about these things and you take it and you just think about it. You know, I'm not saying it's truth. I'm not saying this is how it should be or this is how you should interpret something. I am literally just sharing my thoughts for you to think about it. Pray and think about it. And one of those are gonna be, well, not gonna be, I'm doing the video now, on Job. Job is someone who I struggled a lot with growing up as a Christian. I was always encouraged by his story, but I honestly never got it. I never understood how someone who went through the worst of the worst without deserving it could still honor God. In this year, I was just so focused on the chapter where he basically cursed the day he was born. What I never knew about Job until I got older was that he was suicidal, he was depressed, and so for anyone who might be struggling with that, I really encourage you to read the book of Job, because I believe you would be able to see in the Bible someone that you can relate to. I'm sure there are others, but definitely Job. When I was reading the chapter, I'm gonna have to look for it because it's Anthony! I'm trying, sitting here to do this video and he watching foolishness on YouTube, man. All right, y'all, let me just get it for you. I mean, like, when you read the details of this chapter, my heart just broke at how badly he wanted death. It will make sense when you read it. Like, it wasn't even just as deep as I don't want to be here anymore. It was like he actually cursed the day he was born. And the way that he cursed it wasn't like, oh, I wish I wasn't born. It was in a way that still had like a hint of honoring God. And let me give you an example of what I meant. In verse 4, he says, let that day be darkness. Let not God regard it from above. Neither let the light shine upon it. And then I thought, wow, you're not even cursing God. You're not even saying, God, why did you do this to me? You're saying, God, I don't even want you to regard my day. Like, don't regard the day I was born. Don't let the light shine upon it. He said, let darkness and the shadow of death stain it. Let a cloud dwell upon it. Let the blackness of the day terrify it. It's like with words, I wanted to say he abused the day he was born, but no, it was a curse. It was like this active attack against the day he was born. And it was because of how deep his anguish was. What encouraged me about this book, though, was the fact that when I was questioning how Job could even still honor God, he had back to back news, not of illness or sickness, of complete wipeout, family gone, wealth gone. But on his own accord, under no influence of God, his only response was, the Lord gives and he takes away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. That encouraged me. How pure his heart was towards God. And then I thought to myself, maybe that was the point, to illustrate that it is possible to have such an unconditional love and loyalty for God that even if every condition was wiped away, you would still honor him as God. He's, I believe, the only person in the Bible other than Jesus described as perfect and upright. And I was thinking about God's sovereignty and how he's all-knowing, how he sees beginning and end and middle. And I thought to myself, oh, you're able to discern the heart of men. So you knew from the beginning of this whole thing that Job's loyalty to you was literally unconditional. Job was selected. When you read the book of Job, you'll see that Satan didn't come and say, hey, I think I want to get a go at Job. God suggested Job. God said, have you considered my servant Job? And I still struggled with that. I struggled with the fact that God selected him at all. Because in my mind, David said in Psalms, I have never seen the righteous forsaken. And then I read this book and I was like, I'm seeing the righteous being forsaken. But then I thought about what forsaken actually means. It means to be completely abandoned. And when you read the book of Job, you will see that no matter what the devil allowed Satan to do, there was always boundaries he established. That from beginning to end, Job never left the hand of God. That although he said, okay, Satan, you can do A, B, and C, but you cannot do D. No matter what God allowed the devil to do, he set boundaries that the devil could not cross. And before I forget, I want to add the next thing that encouraged me. Not just that Job never left God's hands, because God established boundaries no matter what he allowed the devil to do. Like I said before, that already encouraged me. And that makes me feel safe. That makes me feel like, you know what, God, whatever this is supposed to teach me or help me grow or be disciplined or whatever the case may be, I'm encouraged that you gave the devil some boundaries. God had a purpose for the suffering that he allowed Job to experience. And because Job went through the fire and came out as gold, the Bible says gold is tested through fire. It's the only way you could know, even naturally speaking, the only way you can know gold is real gold is if you put it in fire. When it comes out, if it's still gold, it's gold. And to me, when we talk about what the standard ought to be in terms of our loyalty and our servitude to God, that we are so willing and able to accept an unconditional love. But if we were asked or even required to give an unconditional love and servitude back, we hold up like, unconditional? Something got to be in it for me. Unconditional just means based on no conditions. That if no condition was there, you would still honor and love and serve God. To me, I really believe that was the point of Job's story. To show you this is what true unconditional servitude and love and loyalty looks like. And I remember I told God, I said, God, people are cursing you on behalf of Job. Like, people are mad at you on behalf of Job. If anything, Job has the right to be mad at you. And he wasn't. And that's when God said, yeah, that's why I didn't choose them. And then he told me, and that's why I didn't choose you. And then I thought about it. Remember when I said Job had everything wiped out? When you read the book of Job, you see that servants came from left, right, and center. Every child died. Every cattle, everything gone. And through it all, though the Bible allows us to see his grief and his depression and his suicidal thoughts and the process that he went through because he was just a human being, he wasn't up like, oh, it's okay, God, it's good. Even when he was sitting on his ashes, he was sitting on them, but still said, blessed be the name of the Lord. I thought to myself, God, some of us would have cursed you from we get one servant coming to tell us that something gone wrong. Could you imagine that? It happens in real life. And I want to be sensitive with this because, this is such a sensitive topic. I don't mean to say that we ought to just be strong and it's hard to tell someone that. I am saying though that think about yourself in Job's shoes. How long honestly would you have lasted? But the other thing is, people read the book of Job and feel resentful towards it, which was that he got double his portion. Everything, Job was already stinky rich. Had all the honor in society, well-respected man, from young and old, people honor Job. Everything that you read in the beginning of Job that he had, when the trial ended, because God knew it would, he don't start nothing that he don't have an end for. Job got double his portion. Double. It's not about if we like the story. I think so many times we attribute what we believe to be true based on if we like it or not. Though it is okay to seek God, to try to understand him, and he does reveal himself, he's God. He exists outside of everything that we can see and touch because he created everything that we see and touch. So we can't use these things to frame him, It's a hard pill to swallow to know that by being completely righteous with God, for God and to God, that it's almost like you open up yourself for attack. That's how it seems. And so, yeah, I if you feel like that, I kind of relate because I'm like, But the reason why I say I love the story is because of the authenticity of it. Because it really shows me so many different layers of so many different things: life, God, good, evil, spiritual warfare, pride, humility, sovereign. Like it really does give me such, I think, a great understanding of God and us. And at the end of the day, though I still don't really love that God selected Job, I really believe that he is good, because he didn't hand Job over to Satan. He kept him in the palm of his hands. And he said, okay, Satan, you can do X, Y, and Z, but you can't do 1, 2, and 3 throughout the entire book. So I get it if you don't love the story. I get it if you feel like, it still don't work for me. I will encourage you, though, to just read it word by word. And read the rest of the Bible, too. And when you do, don't negate something just because you don't like it. And I realized that no matter if Job was rich or poor, God is still God, still sovereign and true. So maybe the point of the story was to show just that. Regardless if you have everything or if you have nothing, I am still God. I am still true. And I think he wanted his people, meaning today, because the book of Job is in the Bible for thousands of years. Like, I think he wanted his people to understand, I don't promise you this, like, nothing's ever gonna happen to you life. I promise you this, like, no matter what happens, you're in the palm of my hand, and I give the devil boundaries that he cannot cross. And so long as you continue to serve me unconditionally, literally speaking, unconditionally, I will have you and keep you. I think that's the truth that God wanted to illustrate in this story. So like I said, these are just my thoughts. As I continue to study and read, I might have more or deeper ones or different ones. But I just wanted to come and share this with you guys, just for you to think about it. I'm gonna go start this other video now. Bye.